Hey guys, I'm Sage Valentine and I'm back to do another review of AMC's The Walking Dead Season 6. This time I'm reviewing episode number 12 entitled No Tomorrow Yet. So the episode pretty much opens up on a positive note. Carol seems really happy. She's kind of shopping around in the pantry. She grabs some beets. She goes outside the wall. She's looking for acorns and she puts that together and makes these cookies and is handing out cookies and everyone's kind of looking at her like, huh? But then they're like, oh cool, she gave us cookies, nice. And then she ends up giving Tobin cookies. Like she goes to his door and to make a long story short, Tobin feels some type of way about taking the cookies because some of the kids are hungry in Alexandria. But Carol reassures him, like, listen, I made a bunch of cookies for everybody, so why don't you try them? And then he says, ooh, I like your cookies, and I'm getting this weird, like, romantic vibe. I don't know what it is about 6B, but there's a lot of romance going on in 6B. First, we have Raccoon. Then apparently Abe and Sasha are together. Well, they haven't exactly said they're together, but you can pretty much put two and two together after he broke up with Rosita. But now it seems like Carol and Tobin had their little moment, and then we see them later, and they kiss, and I put two and two together, and it seemed like they went off and had sex. I don't know how you guys took that scene, but to me it seemed like it. But it's crazy how Carol was in the middle of this like happy moment, and then Rick and the crew come back in the RV, and Rick is just like, we have to fight, and Carol's just like, okay, I gotta do this, but damn it, I was having a good moment. And on a side note, I do believe that Carol felt guilty about what happened to Sam, which is why she left that cookie on his grave. And I also think that Carol compiled that list with the initials and like the number 18 in a circle to symbolize the people that she has killed so far in the series. And despite the fact that she had to kill these people to protect not only the group but all the people around her in Alexandria, I feel like the weight of that is finally hitting her, because really this group hasn't had any time to sit back and think and chill and just take a breather. And do I think that Carol is going to die this season? At this point, I don't know, but it's not looking good for Carol at all. And Morgan is trying to figure out why Carol won't tell the group what happened between her and him and how he kept that wolf and everything. And I remember Rosita also mentioning something to Carol about that, and I do agree with what Rosita said, if I can paraphrase it, because if Carol tells the group that she and Morgan fight, then Carol would have to tell them why they were fighting, and then she would also have to drag Denise into the situation because Denise went along with helping Morgan fix up that wolf. And it's not going to look good at all to Rick, even though they have bigger fish to fry with the Saviors still. That's not going to look good at all. Rick holds this meeting. He's trying to get everybody on board for Operation Kill the Saviors, Kill Negan. And of course, Morgan had to pop up and disagree with just about everything and talk about how they need to give the Saviors a choice, basically sitting down and talking to them in this living things thing that he's been on for the entire season, just about. But he did pose a question to Rick that I did agree with, whereas he said, are you sure we can do it, that we can beat them? To be honest, Rick and the group were not sure if they could beat them, nor are they sure how big this group really is, because the Saviors group in the comic books was big. And honestly, the fact that the group emerged from this battle victorious, to me, felt like a false alarm. Not only because of what I read in the comics, but because of the fact that Negan does not seem like the type of person that would put himself in a situation to whereas he was vulnerable. Like he would literally be covered on all sides. With that said, the group normally gets all the intel they need to go into any of the battles that they've been into. So for the group to go into this, they're victorious, and then they learn that Maggie and Carol were taken, poses this question. Who are these extra people? Are they saviors? And why haven't we seen Negan? Now, I obviously know the answer because from what I've heard with all the spoilers and the quote-unquote spoilers, not the real ones, like the random things that have been said in the interviews and such, that Negan's supposed to show up in the mid-season finale. But I'm surprised Rick and the group didn't sit back and question that, like, where is Negan? And then there was this whole issue of these satellite dishes, which I honestly think, and just bear with me on this, that those satellite dishes meant that this place was not the main place. Like, it was a satellite place to the actual hideout. And I feel like this extra group of people could possibly be another group of saviors. Or they could just be a bunch of crazies that probably dealt with the saviors over that weed that was in one of those rooms. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to the breakup scene between Abraham and Rosita. I pretty much saw it coming. Not only because of reading the comic books, but also because of what happened in last week's episode, especially when that necklace broke. That was the end of that relationship, and it appeared that Rosita was the last to know. And I'm glad that they changed that scene and did not repeat the scene from the comic book, because it was really embarrassing, because Rosita approaches Abraham out in the open. And Abraham kind of tells her, like, listen, it's over. That's it. You're not the last woman in the world. And it's a kind of like a sad scene. But still, I feel sorry for Rosita. Now, will this cause any tension between Rosita and Sasha? Given what's going on, I don't think they have enough time for that drama. But knowing Walking Dead, I'm sure they might try to squeeze in a little bit of drama. But then this also poses the question, did Abraham go to Sasha's house after he left Rosita? Because we didn't see it. I mean, there have been enough romantic things happening so far in this half of the season, but still we didn't see it. But then again, Abraham did call Sasha honey buns, so maybe. Alrighty, so as far as Glenn, I feel like Glenn is now going to change now that he's killed 2 people. How he's going to change, I don't know, but I know that those deaths are really going to affect him. But I thought it was pretty noble how he was able to take the knife from Heath and kill that second guy, because Heath was having some serious trouble with that. But with that said, the writers are trolling us. And those pictures on the wall of those people with, like, missing faces, those are Easter eggs that are thrown in there to remind us that Negan is coming. That's all I can tell you about that. And I feel like they're trying to tell us something is going to happen to Glenn. They've been trying to tell us that for the past, what was it, like, this is the 2nd season they've been trying to tell us that something's going to happen. And there are rumors on the internet that Glenn is going to die because the show is following the comics and because Glenn's character does die in the comics. Here's what I have to say with that. I don't have any idea if Glenn is going to die, because I thought that Tyrese was going to meet his end the way that Herschel met his end, because that was Tyrese's death in the comic books, and it didn't happen. So I'm just going to sit back and watch with the rest of you guys, because I have no idea what they're going to do with that scene. I really like Warrior Priest Father Gabriel. And I'm so glad that he's finally stepped up, so he is not the most annoying person on the show anymore. In fact, no one's really annoying at this point. I guess when Dwight pops up, he'll just annoy the crap out of me. But as far as Tara lied to Denise, and I'm thinking, well, what did she lie about? And it turns out she lied to Denise and didn't tell her that she was a part of that whole raid on the prison with the governor. And here I was thinking that she lied and told Denise that she loved her when she didn't. Shows how much I know. And I do think that Tara and Denise are cute together. Unfortunately, I don't think that relationship is going to last, and not because they're going to break up either. I do feel like one of them is going to die. I'm not going to be happy about that at all. Now, when Carol got upset at Maggie, she got upset at Maggie because not only is Maggie pregnant out there fighting, but Carol thought that it was a stupid idea to leave Maggie out all alone as the watch person on the perimeter. And I was kind of laughing at that scene only because in the comic books, as I said, Maggie stays behind at the hilltop. So the fact that Maggie did not stay behind at the hilltop and she's a part of this battle proves that something crazy is about to happen. What, I don't know. But anytime they seem to veer off to the left from the comics, something crazy happens and it kills one of the characters. And some people, while watching this episode, thought that Carol was going to die this episode. No. I do think she's going to die, but I didn't think it's going to happen in this episode. Alrighty guys, so I guess that's it. And the last question I'm going to leave you with is, if those saviors had possession of Daryl's bicycle, where's Dwight? Where's Sherry? And more importantly, where's Negan? Yeah. Ponder that one while you wait for next week's episode. And I'll see you guys after next week's episode. And don't forget to rate this video and leave me your comments. I love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.